notes because, I mean, like, I could sit up here for hours, but Modern Man should have been a comedian. I mean, we used to laugh so hard. I mean, I've never laughed so hard in my whole life, and a lot of experiences over the years. I met him in 1965, and we've had a lot of fun, unbelievable good times. He actually helped me for a while doing, I have a landscape business, and I used to do a lot of things with railroad ties. I mean, like, we did some incredible things, you never believe it, with railroad ties. And Modern helped me do it, and he is one hell of a hard worker, excuse my French. I mean, that's hard work, and he was right in there, right with me. And I'll go fast because some of this stuff I didn't think I'd see, so I was going to bring it up about the multicolored car, the red and white blue house, Peppercorn's building, and then the cherry tea ball, Swanee started that, and he thought it was cherry tea ball. So he drew, this was all about cherry tea ball, and it's not charity balls. And they were going, well, I guess that'll work. It worked for 25 years. I mean, this is the last year they did it, in 2009. And then getting the blood for these things, it was like 3 different times, and Dr. Frisk, he was sitting there, and it was I told Modern, now Modern, we got to be over there by 10 o'clock, so be ready. Oh yeah, no problem. So I go over there like at 9:30 in the morning, thinking he's going to be ready to go. I mean, this is a big deal, it's going to be, I think that was the first blood that you got. And so I get over there, and he's passed out. He just went to bed. And so then I had to throw a bucket of water on him and slap him up and practically carry him off to the car, and we go over there and we get in the thing, and he didn't even know where he was, and he sat down in this like reclining chair, and he's just like this, and Dr. Frisk was on the phone talking to this, doing this needle and all this stuff, and he said, well, ma'am, how's your child doing? Is there nice green boogers in her nose then? And Modern heard that. He just blew one. We never bothered going to him again. And so that was kind of something. And then the flood painting, that's a whole other story, but to make it short, it was the day before we had to bring it up to Grand Forks to deliver it for it. He was picked out of 5 people, China, Japan, wherever, all over the world. He was the only one from the River Valley that he chose to do this when he thought about the flood. And so it took him, like forever to do it. He finally got it done, and I'm up there telling him, this is the night before, okay, I had a showroom where he had a studio, so we saw each other a lot. And I went up there, and here he is, he's painting over the top of it. And you couldn't see anything because it's phosphorescent. So when you turn the lights off, you could see this walking through the dog, And I'm going, what are you doing? This is $5,000, what are you doing? You reckon? Well, I think this is going to work, but I'm not sure. It's the night before, So we brought it into this dark room and turned the lights on, and there it was, and shut the lights off, and there, the other drawing, it was just amazing. We just were blown away. So that was really exciting, and the rest is history. And then, a couple other times we went to these shows, the Soap Factory, and we loaded everything up, and I had a 30-foot aluminum trailer, closed trailer, and I had a 1-ton dually crew cab. We go down to Minneapolis thinking we're going to go to this big art show, And we get there, and the place is a soap factory. I mean, it just literally reeks, and it was a tip beyond belief. So we hung up some stuff, and then we just got totally disgusted. And we left the CSs up there on the wall, and we just took everything else and went back to Fargo, kind of with our tails between our legs. And then another time, then you ended up going back with Kit. Yeah. And then another time we went to Grand Forks, and they had this new theater, or the old Grand Forks Theater. It was really hip, and all this artwork, and everybody's doing their thing. And so Modern and I filled up the trailer, and we're driving up to go, this is great, We're going to be up in this cool show. So we back up to the place where you had to unload. And all the Modern stuff is so big you couldn't get it in the door. And so we had to load it back up, go back to Fargo with our tails between our legs. It was incredible. And then when I was moving out of the building, he wanted to get his artwork out of there because he thought this other guy was going to ruin it for some reason. So I put it all in the front of my semi-trailer, 53 feet long. And then I put all my stuff in, and then the rest of the stuff I couldn't fit, I had to put in my mom's garage. So then anyway, sat there for years, and finally we got it out. But I mean, the trailer thing is just like one story after another. And then we've done a lot of fun things together. I used to spend winters in California, mainly Redondo Beach, and one winter he came out and spent part of the winter with me, and we really had a good time. And then just a couple years ago, we went to Las Vegas, and he gambled, and we got some great pictures of him, you know, and then we went hiking in the Red Rocks and all over the place. It was just fun, because I know a lot of people out there and stuff. And then I wanted to go real quick, like the Feces paintings were quite excellent. I mean, you could see them. I think you saw one of them here. They were really amazing. And so, like, if he was going to do a Little Debbie painting or a Chef Boyardee painting or any of them, he did a bunch of them. He'd eat like spaghetti or Chef Boyardee spaghetti for a day. Nothing but. So then he put the receipt on the back of the canvas, so you know that's what the painting was made of. Chef Boyardee. It's pretty cool. But the one thing he did this painted Mr. Peanut. It was so cool. It was pretty tall. He was a big peanut guy with his top hats and cane, you know. And he got up, and I came down there the next morning. He was just getting out of his crawl space, and we go over there, and here the thing had been knocked over, and the modern was really pissed because the mice had eaten the peanuts off the painting. So anyway, I love modern and everything. I used to sit there and just listen to him because, I mean, he's an amazing guy. If you've ever been around him enough, he's like a history book, and he knows so much, and it's so interesting. I just sit there and listening to him. But there's only one time he really pissed me off. I was so mad at modern. You know, I used to be married, and my ex, her big thing was she always wanted to make it in the back seat of a car. I must have drove her and modern around for an hour and a half.